Well, welcome back. So after my last video showing my little drive that I cut up this side of the property, tried to take the Jeep up and failed miserably. It was a pathetic attempt, but it was a little wet that day. I was by myself and I didn't have a spotter to really tell what I was going up to. After I got back, started editing the video, you could see I should have just got on the gas and just busted up over that rock and been fine. But I was afraid if I got up there and got any kind of a tight spot without a spotter, then I've got to try to back my way back down. So I chickened out, shouldn't have, but now it's pretty dry out here, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it another shot today, and we're gonna see if we can get up this side of the property. If you ever watch off-roading videos, something you probably don't realize, the amount of hiking they do to go back and forth to get cameras, to get good shots, it's a lot of up and down. All right, so you can see here, this next little section that I'm getting ready to go up is the steepest out here, at least on this side. There's loose rock and it's kind of steep, but it's not that long, so I should be able to just gun it up there. I'm sure I'm gonna have some slippage and throw some rocks, but I'll make it. All right, well, that was pretty easy actually. Out of breath a little from going down for the cameras and back. But now that I've proven the Jeep can do it, maybe Shannon won't be as nervous. So I'm gonna go down and see if she wants to hop in and see how it is to come up. Hopefully now that she knows it can be done, she won't freak out as much. So now that I've kind of pieced together the whole trip around the property and how we got up and down, I decided to do just a loop or two continuous so you can see what the whole drive looks like. The spot I'm rolling through here is from where the camper is over to our secondary gate. We got the primary gate with the larger opening up by the mailbox, and then down here is where our backup entrance is. So when we bought this property last year, this was the only way into the property. We had to come through here, and there was barely enough room for my truck to fit through, and you had one path from here over to where the camper's at. So we've cleared out a lot this year. So if we use this drive, the idea would be to pull in down here and then just go straight up this side of the property, which you'll see when I get turned around here. Yeah, so right at the ridge there you see that rock cutting across. That'll be our first problem going this way. Either I have to build up the dirt up over that and get it compacted down, or we'd have to bust that rock out to make a smooth incline there. And this section here is rutted and bumpy enough that it's tough to get the brush mower down there. So I'd probably have to get it smoothed a little bit, or I have to use the weed eater to cut through it. But I've kind of done a little bit of winding as I've made this path through. So you can kind of see just kind of S-curving my way through. And then here's where I kind of leveled out a flat spot to kind of have a spot to stop and regroup if needed before this final little incline up. And as much stone is right there, I thought I'd be throwing a lot more rock as I came up, but tires didn't slip at all, so it did pretty well going up this little incline. And there's enough room to smooth it out a little bit if you want to get an excavator or whatever up there. But then it smooths out. But to do it from this, the house would be on the other side of the property, the other back corner. So we'd have to have the road go all the way down to that other side. But you can see the view's awesome up here. So with both these drives, the bigger safety concern is coming back down. So on this side, you'll see the steepest section's that part right here at the top, right before I came up. So it's what you deal with first coming down. And it's not terrible. But once again, with some loose stone and a little bit more incline, you just worry about breaking traction loose a little bit. On this side, if you did by chance break a little traction, you at least have that flat spot at the bottom to kind of slide into if needed. I don't think it would get to that point, but if you were pulling a trailer trying to get equipment back down and have that extra weight behind you, you'd at least have to consider it. And then I have that little bit of a pull-off area where I leveled that out and widened it up. But yeah, then from there, it's pretty smooth sailing on the rest of the way down, just a matter of rolling on down. I mean, it wasn't bad at all. Right here in a minute, you'll see I also have a path to the right. So we could either start down from the gate to come up, or you can cut up here. Now with the 35s on the Jeep, a full lock of the steering wheel rubs a little, so I gotta widen this up a little bit more. But the third option would be to have the drive come in the main entrance, cut where the camper is, because the camper is going to move to the right of that tree there once excavation's done. So we could have the drive just come in, loop up this hill I'm going down now, and then hang a left right up at the top. Which that'd probably be the smoothest trip to the top. But so we essentially have three paths, which I'm going to show you the one we've been using here in a minute, but I'm going to have my excavation guy come out and look at it, and I'm going to take him up all options and get his opinion on what's safest, what's going to allow me to get equipment to the top, and what's going to be affordable. It never does it justice. And this is really just the same trip we took down here. It's just from inside the Jeep, so you can kind of get a little bit different perspective. The other videos, I just have the GoPro sitting on the bumper, so you can kind of see the front view of going down. See, at least if you lost traction right here, you're going straight down, not off a cliff. And then you get the flat spot here. And like I said, my concern would be getting stone up here. Just the safety of getting equipment to spread stone up here would be a problem. But then also, if we did this direction, the cost of the length, the amount of stone we would have to do, would probably be extremely high. So if we can make the initial drive we've been using work, that'd probably be the cheaper option. There's just one safety concern that I'll show you guys here in a little while. Yeah, you can tell this is pretty darn bumpy through here.
I don't think this is working.
Shanna's doing her best to hold the camera steady, but it is not easy. And somehow I lost my windshield mount for the GoPro to do image stabilization. But this is at least the new path and our new option. All right, so now that I've been up and down, I'm gonna go ahead and go up the other drive real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and mount the GoPro to the front bumper here again so you can kind of see the way we've been going, so you can kind of have a comparison of it. And then we'll give you an update on what's going on at the property and kind of show you some more stuff going on around here. You can see there's a drainage ditch I'm just about to drive over right here. That's the little bump I'm hitting. It is just temporary until we get the septic in and all the excavation done. I've just got a bunch of temporary spots for the water to run, but we do plan on leaving it there and having some kind of a little creek mechanism. Now the spot I'm going up right here, it looks nice and gradual, but it is a 20-degree slope. So using the truck, it's got the inclinometer in there, and this is 20 degrees all the way up. So it's a bit of a longer, steeper grade, but then it levels out right here. So then this is level all the way, cutting across to the next edge of the property. Downside over here is a lot of the spots, if you went over to the left side here, it is just a drop off. So it is more of a shelf road kind of setup. And right here is where you're starting to incline, so you're kind of going uphill right here. And then right at the end, you have this hard right. So now you are going up a little bit more of an incline and have a hard right to cut. But then it loops right back to the back corner where the house is hopefully going to go. Yeah, so right about here on the right is where we want the house to go eventually. That gives you a nice view going across the valley and over to the kind of west-northwest, so then you can sit there and watch storms come in. And then just kind of giving a little perspective across here. This is the path across the back. We'd have to make the drive in order to go to the other side. So if we did use that path on this far side, we'd have to cut all the way across here with the drive to where the house would be. And then this puts us back to that same spot and going right back down. So the other day when I did my few laps to record this for you, somehow I forgot to do the downhill portion of this side of the property. So today I hopped in the Jeep and came up to get that portion recorded for you. And this serves two benefits. One, you get to see the downhill portion of this, but also it's been raining the last day and a half, so I get to see how the Jeep does going downhill on the muddy hillside. This very first curve that you go down is what worries me. Once again, if I had the truck up here and a trailer behind it and any kind of weight on it, that trailer is going to want to kick out in front of you. So that's what I've got to be able to control. I'm hoping maybe my excavation guy could cut a path right here to the left, so instead of going straight into a hard bend, I could have a gradual bend to the left there. But I'll have to have him take a look at that and let me know. So you can see right here, if you were to slide right here, you'd go straight, and then that's a basically cliff edge right in front of you. So with the ruts here and the loose gravel and everything being wet, you got to be careful coming around that bend. It's probably about a 15 to 20 degree slope there, even though it doesn't look it. But then once you get around the bend to here, now it's not too bad. So now you're just kind of up and down, cutting across a little bit. It's a little bit of a decline, but not bad at all. As you can see, it's still mostly mud though, so I'd still have to get stone all through here, which also means getting dump trucks or something like that up here to be able to spread that stone. And then you get the big decline. By the time I got to this, my tires were getting packed with mud. So as I started to go down, I decided to try to stop a couple times to see if it would. There at the top, it started to slide a little bit. I think right there was another slide. So I knew I had room to slide on out if I needed to, so I was kind of playing a little bit just to see what it does. But then once I got a little bit down, I did get, you can kind of see that kick sideways a little, but then it came to a stop. And I got a full stop near the bottom, so that's pretty good. But so once again, if you had gravel going up here, wouldn't be too bad really. Yeah, right ahead, you can see where that water cuts through, but we'll put a culvert pipe there and a little bit of a drive over that. But if we use that side, that's what we have to develop. And from one trip up and down, you can see the effect it had as far as packing that mud in the treads of the tires. And this is why you end up getting a little bit of slippage. Alright, so took a little bit of a break there. Shannon had to cut my hair. Get that done real quick before some rain moves in. It's been 4 or 5 days since the rain, so of course we're due. Been that kind of spring. So some quick updates before I wrap the video up. As far as our excavation goes, we are next on the list. So our dozer guys finally worked out of the backlog from the awful winter we've had here and the super wet spring. We are next on his list, but it's supposed to rain really heavy Tuesday and then through Wednesday morning. So then by the time it dries out, it's the weekend again, which has been the pattern lately. But whenever we get a few dry days on weekdays, we are next. So dozer guy will be here. This area right behind me is what he's got to finish leveling, and that's where the camper is going to go. So we will get the camper pad set and get the building over it, do all that. So that'll be several videos just how we're going to do that, map it out. As far as water goes, we've been waiting for months for water. So I think it was second week of March we checked in. We were 6th on the list to get the water hookup. And then we went back late April. We were 3rd on their list. It is now Memorial Day weekend. We haven't heard anything, so this Tuesday, Wednesday, when I get a chance, I gotta go up there and check. But I would imagine we've got to be close to next on their list too. So hopefully we'll have a water video coming. But once they get the meter set, then I've got to figure out how to map it all out. But once again, I can't run water lines until this is excavated. And I also have to call my septic guys, but I can't call them till this is excavated. So whenever he gets here, the septic falls in, mapping out where we want to run water lines falls in, getting the building done, the pad done, moving the camper. And then once we get the camper moved, we can get an outdoor grill for how we're going to set that up, where we're going to put it, and start getting a little bit more long-term structures and comforts in place, new chairs to sit in. So all that stuff is coming, but all hinges on excavation. So as soon as he gets here, with the bulldozer, we'll update you guys on that, show you how that progress goes. But for now, I'm going to wrap this video up, and we'll just hopefully see. It might be a couple weeks to get another video out. We're having some gaps here because we're just waiting through rain. But as soon as we get dried out and stuff going, we'll let you know, and we'll see you on the next one.